What is the main challenge? There are so many designers.
Yes.
There are many, but the thing is, mostly we would see the designer should be more patient enough, and they should understand what we need rather than what she gives.
But when it comes to getting a home interiors done, do you think corporate thing can be applied to a home interior concept?
So for me, I don't think so.
No, even I don't agree for that.
Okay.
Because we are not like a planned kind.
A lot of people online say what apply to go with. Now,
Correct.
you as an end user,
Yes.
what would you go with?
For me, it's all about experience. So in the past, even not with the plywood or any other material,
Okay, this is missing in my house. Is there anything like that?
as I said, right, after a series of discussion, we finalized that.
Okay.
It took months for us.
Welcome to this episode of Crafting Stories and Spaces. This is a unique series in itself. It's one of a kind series where we bring you the real end users who have gone through the process of getting a home interiors done. So today we dive deep into the story of this house of Mr. Kiran and Mrs. Harita. So good to have you guys today.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. So let us start from the very beginning. There are a lot of myths in the industry when it comes to specifically interior designing, right from understanding the requirement that you have got to communicating with a firm and getting that result back and then getting that completed in a wholesome way. And the end when you enter the house, right from that beginning till that end is the experience that we're going to discuss from you very specifically.
Sure.
Alright. How was it for you, the journey of finding a designer, finding a firm? What were the criteria where you were looking at and what qualities that you wanted your designer to have?
So actually, to be frankly speaking, finding a designer is the most important thing and the most
Challenging.
difficult and challenging thing.
What is the main challenge? There are so many designers.
Yes.
There are many, but the thing is, mostly we would see the designer should be more patient enough, and they should understand what we need rather than what she gives. So when we met multiple designers. Yes, they were understanding what we needed, but the thing is, what we expected didn't come out. And mainly the patience part. When it comes to patience, that is more important. It was like my son wanted in one particular theme, my husband wanted something else, and myself wanted something else. So the designer first should have so much patience that she can in person listen to everyone's requirements and implementation, how she can do it. And the challenge was when we have added multiple things, right? The space constraint was the biggest challenge. So in that minimum space, she should bring up many things, what all we need.
What all our family members
Need.
need.
It is not just one individual.
No.
It is a home and it is a combination of a different
Combination of-
persons
That's true.
Yeah.
and their involvements.
Yes.
And so first challenge you mentioned having so many interior designers and the challenges that you as an end user face. What is the connect? First challenge that you mentioned was patience. Having different people
Requirements.
staying, different
People
requirement and
In a
different
single
taste
home.
in a single home.
Yeah.
First understanding that, second giving back that.
Yes.
So how do you think this can be tackled? You have got an interior done. For you, what were the criterias when you looked at it? You wanted a lot of things and when you were finding, and what were the criterias that you had finally decided? Anybody who can do this is where you want to go with. Basically, how was your journey of finding a designer, first of all? Right designer,
Right
to be
designer.
specific.
Yes, as she said, right, one is patience, and second thing is meeting the criteria of all the people along with our cost effectiveness. To at the end of the day, everything will bubble up with the cost. Each and everyone wants that richness and everything, but at the end of the day, they will compromise at the cost thing. Okay, if it is costing more, we'll go for other material. But if a designer is able to incorporate what all we need with the most cost effective techniques, and she said, okay, you'll get the same design, but you may need to do these kind of things. If a designer comes and suggests you the most cost effective ways, not in a single way, like showing multiple things and saying that, okay, all are similar, but this has this pros, this has this cons, this looks good, and this is cost effective. If a designer designer is able to explain that to the client, we'll be more than happy.
Just to add on
So-
here is like not only a designer as per particular person, she even was interested in listening to my kids' thoughts. That was main attractive part for me.
So you're mentioning challenges of finding a designer.
Yes.
And how do you mitigate that is somebody who explains you pros and cons
Pros and cons and
of a specific thing, also
With
in
cost
terms of cost
effectiveness.
effectiveness.
Yes.
Basically, it is something that you want, and the designers have to explain you in details not just what they are offering, but what
yes.
is available and
Available.
what others are doing, evaluating and giving you a one-piece slice.
one piece which we are interested
And in our budget.
in our budget with our thoughts.
Okay. When it comes to budget specific, right? What is the usual process that I know is that you go with 3-4 designers least, and I was listening to somebody who went with 12 designers and then had to
Might be.
finalize.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Don't you get confused in a way, or how do you first figure out and sort it out and eliminate and then come to a decision? So the question is, should you go for 12 designers or 5 designers, or how many designers, and how do you come to that level where, okay, this is what we need?
So, as you said, right, definitely the most challenging and the most confusing part is selecting a designer. See, for everyone, they go to number of designers and they check, okay. So, first, even if we go there, right, most of the firms, I mean 90% of the firms, they will be pretty much rigid with their policies or whatever documentation they say, you should follow this, you should follow. But most of the customer doesn't like a designer who is pretty much rigid. If she is a bit flexible, saying that, okay, we'll sit, we'll discuss, we'll see, we'll vary the options. Okay, these are the options available. In that, with the cost effectiveness.
As far as we are into this topic, do you think policies are made to protect customers or to protect firms?
If you ask that in a client perspective, I said they are to protect their firms, not for the clients.
Okay, do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Customer point of view, I think it's bad for me.
Correct.
Maybe it's good for them if they think at the business angle, it may be good for them. But at a customer perspective, I don't want to be rigid. So for example, I want to go with a certain kind of plywood or something. But if they say that no, if they try to convince me saying that, okay, this Gunjan wood is same material, everything, I don't take up that concept. Say they should go with what we want. They should not impose something which they want or which is profitable to them or which is, I mean.
As far as again we are into the same policy, another question is, when you see a firm who has thousands of followers online, yeah, so basically a fully built up company, and when you are looking at different designers who are not having so many followers online, but your interaction between a known firm and a firm maybe who are getting started, can't tell that they are getting started, maybe they are not as much live online than the other companies. So as a customer perspective, what is your decision making criteria when it comes to a branded firm? Do you want to go with somebody who has a brand established one, though it has a pro and cons of everybody? So your decision when it comes to choosing between a branded firm and somebody when you talk to and have a good impression, weighing both pros and cons, what would be client perspective over here?
At the end of the day, we should not go with what firm says. Firm should go with what we want. Say, for example, just now I have given an example, right? They should see what we want, but they should not impose what they had. They should not try to sell their product in the terms of saying that we are a brand established or something. I want, even you are saying about the other company, which if they come to a term saying that, okay, we'll give you what you want, we'll give you this, then we'll definitely go with the.
Now the question is, how many are there who are doing it?
We have been to few of the firms.
5 firms.
We have been to 5 firms, but they have
Everyone
one
has the
particular
same.
structure which only can be implemented. They have particular material that only can be implemented.
And before all these things, right? Okay, booking an appointment is fine, but they say, okay, first come to us, take an appointment on a particular day. You come on that day and then do so. Even if you want to call, you need to notify us before. And that kind of framework, which maybe for the firm it
Known
may be
firms.
good because they have a lot of customer, they don't entertain these things. But for a person like me, I say that, okay, I don't want such kind of rigid rules. It should be, okay,
A
if I want to
friendly
talk, if I saw something, tomorrow I don't remember the designing part tomorrow. So definitely I will try to call the designer and say that, hey, can you try to incorporate this? Maybe we need such kind of friendly and discussion kind of environment instead of following the rules.
Coming to this point of policies, right? A lot of firms are operating in a corporate way where you fix in a process.
Yes.
You yourself follow a process first, and then they ask customers, you as an end user, follow that process to them. Maybe because it's a smooth process for them.
Yes. Agree.
But when it comes to getting a home interiors done, do you think corporate thing can be applied to a home interior concept?
So for me, I don't think so.
No, even I don't agree for that.
Okay.
Because we are not like a planned kind. For example, we want this to be this change to be done in our room. Then it should be easy for us to say them, is this can be implemented? That if we want to confirm it immediately. If it's in a corporate firm, we should take an appointment, check with them whether she's available. Again, then give our suggestions. In the meantime, we'll forget what we thought also. So.
Okay. So that's a pretty good thing. So when you have found somebody who's basically listening to you and giving back to you the market research, they are coming back with these options, and then when you finalize it, there is one more important part where a lot of time this happens is the quality of the material.
Yes.
Interior designing per se as an industry in itself has so many different components, so many different materials, so many different criterias. One quantity, one element changes, it changes the unit's price.
Correct.
So for example, you start with a particular price and then it shoots up again and again and again.
Yeah.
And when one of the criteria is the quality of the material which is used, be it the core material, be it the finished material. One of the most famous component in this is plywood. When it comes to plywood, according to you, what do you think? Plywood per se is a material which is used. Should it be a brand specific or should it be any ply for that matter? So what is your concept about? A lot of people online say what ply to go with. Now you as an end user, what would you go with?
For me, it's all about experience. So in the past, even not with the plywood or any other material, for example, say my mom, whatever she buys in the home is LG. She likes that brand. For her, what she thinks is, okay, I have used it for 13 years without any repairs or any other things. At the same time, now we had bought a TV which was not coming for even for 2 years, even though she wants to go with that brand. So similar experience, right? In the past, we have used certain kind of plywood. Maybe it depends upon people. They may use different kinds of wood. For me, we have used certain type of plywood in the past. It didn't give us any problems. So even though it is a bit costly, I'll go with the same plywood because it's my past experience. I don't want to try new plywood.
What about people who are doing it for the first time? When, if at all, you have used a ply, and you would want to go because you have used it, you have an experience with it. What would you have to tell for somebody who wants to get it done, and if they have to choose between a ply specific thing, should they go for a brand one or should they go with anything that is again budget comes an important plays an important role here, but then on a very generic thing, do you think brand, when it comes to brands, Century is there and Green Ply is there, that specific is good? Or any your view of choosing a material?
So now almost all the plywoods are coming with certain kind of guarantee, 10 years of guarantee kind of thing. If this 10 years kind of guarantee comes and if it's the first timers and if your cost is a restriction for them so they can't go more, then definitely they can go for what a designer suggests or any kind of plywood. But if that guy feels that if he had a past experience with branding kind of thing, then they will go. But for example, if both the things are giving the same 10 years of guarantee or something like that, then yes, you can go with the normal wood.
So then the criteria for you is the warranty. Though it gives warranty, then there is no question.
There is no question. If a warranty is given, within 10 years they can change. If something happens, it's their thing, they can change.
Another important part Once you start using, now it's almost
One
coming
year.
to a year.
Yes.
How is your experience using getting an interiors done and spending 1 year with it? What is it that you are most likely about? A specific finish or specific unit, something that you feel that this is a must have, something that you feel that this, even if you don't have to have this, it's okay. After a year of getting an interiors done at your home, do you have any specific thing like that?
So, see, while after using for 1 year, initially, even at the discussion phase, at the end of the day, it all bubbles up to money. So, and we look at that, and finally, we come or we get what exactly we want, what are the most needed things, only those things will go into interiors at the end of the day.
Okay.
So it's not like okay, something extra, or we don't spend money on that. At the end of the day, what is at most required, we'll only go for those things. So even after 1 year, if we go and see that, I'm very much satisfied with what I have done with and what is the material I have used. And the other thing is the quality. So generally, right, you see the plywood getting bent due to heaviness or the hinges coming down, all this, the quality part, right? At least in this 1 year, I didn't see any of those things. So I'm pretty much happy with what I have done, what the quality of what I have got.
One thing must have at an interiors, which is not a part of functionality, as in kitchen units are must have, okay, wardrobes are must have. Apart from this must have, is there any specific place that you feel, okay, this is a must have? If this wouldn't have been there, we would have felt a good need of it after getting it done. Are there anything that was missed in the initial designing phase, or anything that you feel now, okay, this is missing in my house? Is there anything like that?
As I said, right, after a series of discussion, we finalized that thing.
Okay.
It took months for us.
Okay.
So those things.
But
That's
only one must have which we missed is our garden part, which we couldn't make it.
Must
Yeah.
have, which you still wish you had.
Yes, it sure must have. We must have it.
You still wish you would have done
We
that.
would have done that,
in
but
that
we
area.
left that part
We left that part. Maybe
Okay.
we'll
in future.
Later. Okay.
balcony. Maybe particularly in balcony area.
So you kind of feel that balcony also to be included.
Huh.
This is an important thing, right? A lot of time we only focus on getting this done and we kind of
Skip
miss
that.
that, and then
Skip that.
it's a year already.
Yes,
And
Not
actually,
only
that's
this
pretty good.
balcony, even the near the kitchen balcony designing is must, which I have not concentrated much. So those two parts we need to discuss. We need to concentrate must.
balcony is
Along
something.
with yes.
When it comes to interiors, loose furniture is one of the important element. Be it sofa units,
Correct.
be it dining table, maybe beds are added again. So usually when it comes to design, we have to design it on a wholesome level where every element of a place is addressed and is included. It could be a rug, it could be a home decor, it could be anything. Majorly when it comes apart from the kitchen units and the wardrobe units is this loose furniture. How was your hunt for loose furnitures, and what made you decide a certain, for example, the sofa or a dining table that we are talking about?
Yeah. When coming to furniture, right? Actually, in the designing phase, we'll decide. Okay, this is the color we need. And at the end of the day, as I'm telling, right, cost effectiveness. So hunting is the most difficult part, and for me, along with the designing, I have taken around 6 months to arrange the furniture, for almost 3 months to decide which shop I need to buy. First, particularly for furnitures, right, most when you're going for an interior design, you need to be more specific about customizations. For example, this area, for me, this area is 7 feet, so I need to go to a furniture shop. Instead of something having a fixed sizes and fixed thing, you should go more with the customization. Even though it is a bit expensive than the normal things, yes, definitely you should go for your own customized stuff for your customized home. And maybe you can go around the places, take different quotations and see what is the material being used, and you need to check all those things. You need to be particularly patient about that, just like my dining table. So wherever you go, I have almost gone to 10-15 places and I like the dining table. Now I want to see where can I get that dining table within my budget. Particularly with this dining table, right, I like the design, but it was too expensive and too heavy for my pocket. So I, along with the branded showrooms, I had been to the normal marble places. So anybody can design it, customize it, whether they can do it or not. Then if they can do it, what is the cost? Is it varying too much? Then you decide where to go. So now you had a wide search, and if the same kind of material is used and is being done at a lower cost, then why not? You can definitely go for the other one, which for my almost I have for my dining table, the initial price which I got from the showrooms and which I have done it is almost for the half of the price I had got
So
it back.
just because you spent more time in hunting for somebody who was doing a customized thing for you because of the space constraint, and you visited 2-3 firms, including branded firms, included local stores, and you were able to understand, and then you could actually bring it more than half of the price for a same unit.
Same unit.
And with the same material.
With the same material and the same unit. So this brings and this raises a lot of questions when it comes to buying products that you like, and you simply go about it and you would end up paying that much amount.
Yes.
And then at the same time, when you do a little research and find a bit, and then you can actually bring that more than half down.
Definitely you can. Maybe in my particular case, I have bought it down to 50%. But most of the cases, you can easily bring it down to 25%. I mean,
most of the cases, at least 25%.
At least 25% definitely
is there.
So only thing is you need to search. Maybe whatever the name they keep, maybe some offers, or maybe going to the same store multiple times, showing your interest on a product, and then anyways, these days everybody is reaching out to us. See, we are reducing, this is some Diwali offer. Maybe you need to have something in mind saying that, okay, if you want to buy, you need to go over the places, do a proper research, and then even though it may delay you, but definitely you'll end up saving some money.
Now, I have a question for you specifically when it comes to kitchen usage. That's a place where you are most fond of. We have one myth of using a specific material for a countertop. Yeah, be it quartz, be it granite, Caesar stone. There are multiple stones there. For your experience that you've been using a specific finished countertop, what is your recommendation and what are your findings of using a specific material as a countertop? Here it is used, what is used, and what is your view on it?
First I thought I should go for some quartz, then that too a pure white stone. Later on our learnings means from my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law mostly, where I get a good feedback from every time. So they said that yes, you can go for quartz, but for the Indian cooking style, quartz is not suggestible because even small haldi, if it falls, that stains doesn't go well quick. So in that case, we again went up with the granite one. Till now, I didn't face any issue with that. Okay. I'm very happy with that. Even though rough usage, I cut up. Sometimes I don't use a chop board, and again I cut up the vegetables there and I go up. So it's very easy for cleaning and maintenance. Also, I find easy and no stains and all. So in that way, I'm happy with the granite which I'm using. That too black.
Okay. And specifically again, this is one question that you said: modern European foreign concept versus Indian concept.
Correct.
This is major findings, and most of the time we only find out after doing it and after finding using and finding that okay, this is there. When it comes to that specific thing, your kitchen, the design of a kitchen and something where you have used. A lot of time we feel that when you use a black countertop like a granite, it takes on the look and feel of it. You highlighted the functions of it, durable, no stains. Yeah. What about design of it? What do you feel of a design when it comes to granite?
So for yes, nowadays we find many types. You find colorfuls, even not only black, which we wanted specifically black, but we are even suggesting few colorful granite stones and all, and even for us. To particularly match to our kitchen, we have chosen black. Okay. But if you want to go for some other colors, they can. It's up to one's own perception.
Okay, so it is still granite.
Yes.
It is still
it's still granite. I won't even suggest quartz also because it's one's own maintenance. Okay. One can be very particular in maintaining each and every part. One will be like a rough usage. Chalo khana banao, bhago. In that kind, again maintenance would be tough. That's the reason.
When it comes to furnishing a house, we spoke about design, we spoke about functional units, wardrobes, kitchen, and we came for loose furnitures. And what about decorating it? What about finding good rugs? What is your view on rugs, curtains, and its match and its quality and its usage and everything in and around with furnishing?
If you really get a good designing firm, they will design from A to Z, starting from the curtains, decor, lighting, furnishing, everything. Once everything is done at the designing phase, you'll have enough amount of time to go search similar kind of furnitures. And even if you find a better thing, you can incorporate it. You can check with your designer. You can incorporate it. You can take her suggestions whether it goes well with the things. Along with all these things, right? Lighting is the important thing which brightens up your area. So whatever furniture you buy, all those things should, if they want to be highlighted or visible, it's a lighting kind of thing. So you can spend a bit on lighting, which adds colors to your home actually. And with curtains also, with most of the current modern kind of doors, it's always good to have at least 30% of your home will be covered with the curtains, and better to go with a good quality of curtains or any other thing, so that there is no need for you to change it every 3-4 years.
So quality, good designer who can suggest, and the fact that it is going to add on to the look and feel of
Look
it,
and
lights and everything, creates an entire home to you. Finally, we come to the last part of it. A lot of time they say building a home or making the interiors done is really painful in its own. It has its pros and it has its pros and cons. And your experience and your suggestion for somebody who's finding your tips of getting the journey done and a year spending with it. What are your tips for somebody who is looking for interior designers, and what is it specifically that they can look for, and what you have found out, your personal views on it?
First thing I want to highlight is even the client should be patient. If he's in a rush, his design, he may himself spoil the design. And first thing is you need to have time and sit on it, think
Study.
about it, see it 2-3 times. Even though it takes or it delays 1 or 2 months, we should be patient and get it done. That's the foremost thing. If you see any stories, right, anybody online, anywhere you see, they say that it is delayed. Yes, definitely you need to prepare that, keep that in mind, and then you start your interior work. And definitely most of the times there will be a delay, either from your side or because you may change your requirement. Starting from the designing phase, even at the last day you may change. Okay, maybe at implementation phase something might not be good, and if you add up. In my particular case, for me, having a golden profile has taken me sometime, at least a month, to procure that material. Basic thing, you need to be patient while designing your home, and that pays you well, and you'll be happy once you move into your home. You'll not have oh, I didn't do this, I would have bought some more time. You'll not feel bad.
That's a very important criteria in itself. So that is for today. Thank you, Kiran sir. Thank you, ma'am, for being and sharing your views and highlighting something which is really needed in the market currently. So this is basically an effort from us, rather than searching online and people who are selling stuff, reviewing about it. I sell a particular brand and I review about it. Then rather than that, somebody who has gone through it and your experience, your personal views, whom you can share, and that could be some sort of help for anybody who wants to, who are willing to, or who might get into that journey of getting their interiors done. Thank you for you guys again. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this series. If you have any suggestion for us in terms of any material or in terms of the process in itself, please write to us. We will come back with newer similar episodes in the future. So
please like and subscribe.
Thank you so much.